Chapter 1. Mariolina, 6 years old. Torino, Italy, 1940. From June 1940, the city of Torino in northern Italy trembles from the onslaught of bombings, which will continue until April 1945. World War II has begun. It is a time of hardship and uncertainty, not only for adults, but even more so for the children. The first time I hear the drone of aeroplanes, I skip outside to look up into the sky. "Get back inside!" shouts Nonna, dragging me with her as dark, heavy objects fall from the sky. The ground shakes beneath my feet and booming noises charge the air, which suddenly grows dark and dusty. "Mariolina, bambina mia!" Nonna's voice trembles and she holds me to her tightly. "When you hear that noise, you must run inside and hide." "Why, Nonna?" I look up at her wrinkled face with pursed lips, thankful that she has released me from her fierce embrace. "Because those aeroplanes carry bombs that, when they fall out of the sky, can kill a 6-year-old little girl like you, who is called Mariolina Martore." I look at her disbelievingly, but as she turns and walks away, I trot after her as she says, "Come on, let us go through the shop and see if everything is all right in our apartment." We live in a small one-bedroom flat, my mamma Giuseppina and my nonna Maria, after whom I am named. We pass through the shop front of Nonna's Lavanderia, a dry cleaning business in Via Principe Amadeo in Torino, and out into the hallway. Above me, I hear people treading heavily. Even in here, there seems to be a haze of dust. Nonna coughs as she unlocks the door that opens into a small alcove. This leads into our one-bedroomed apartment on the ground floor. "Muoviti, move!" exclaims Nonna as she recaptures my attention away from the noises upstairs. "Go on, go and check the other rooms and see if everything is all right." She follows me through to the kitchen, where there is a small square table in the center, which we sit around at night. Picking up a cloth from the sink, she wipes the slab on top of the stove, under which there is a wood burner. I hear her mumbling to herself about dust and bombs and other things. Nonna likes things to be neat and tidy. We look in the bathroom next. Nothing interesting in there, just the toilet with a basin and a steel tub that we fill with water to wash ourselves. In winter, I don't like getting undressed to wash, but we need to keep clean because cleanliness is next to godliness, as Nonna says. And then down a short passage, there is a bedroom with 2 beds, one for me and Nonna, and the other for Mama. "What are we looking for, Nonna?" "Just to see that everything is tidy." Nonna looks around with a critical eye, but I am getting bored. "Can I go and play outside now?" "No, it is too dangerous. Anyhow, Mama will be home soon." When Mama arrives home, I rush to tell her about the bombings. She cuddles me to her and says that she is glad that Nonna and I are safe. It is only the beginning. There will be more bomb raids. I look from her face to Nonna's. They are both dark-haired and have brown eyes, just like me. But Nonna's hair has streaks of grey sprinkled through the bun that is always tightly attached to her head. I wonder if my hair will ever get as long as Nonna's so that I can put it up in a bun. But when I look in the mirror, my curly shoulder-length hair always seems to have a life of its own and doesn't grow much. Over the next week, Mama comes home after work, sharing the news that everyone expects further aeroplane raids and bombings. "Will the bombing stop for Natale, Mama?" At school, there has been talk about our Christmas concert and how everyone will be given a part to play, even though it is still some months away. I don't know, tesoro. "Why do they want to drop bombs that will hurt us, Mama?" "I soldati inglese are just following their orders. They don't have little girls like you asking questions all the time." Mama gives me a gentle nudge and smiles as she helps me put on a coat over my pajamas. I push my feet into my scuffed brown walking shoes and follow her into the kitchen. I don't want to go out. It has started to rain, and we didn't have much to eat again. But Nonna says this is what happens when you live in a war-torn country. Whenever we cannot find something to eat, or when I don't want to do something, Nonna is quick to remind me of her favorite saying. Mama holds my hand tightly as we go down the stairs onto the road to make our way to something that is called a bunker. It is a place for us to be safe from the bombs, Nonna explains to me when I ask why we have to go out. I imagine that we are playing hide and seek when we go to the bunker. We are hiding from the bombs that make everything shake and make Nonna pucker up her lips. There are many people hurrying about in the street, but they are shadowy, dark figures, as none of the street lights are switched on. Like us, they walk quickly and quietly. If someone were to stop us, they would see a waif-like child flanked on either side by her protectors, Mama and Nonna. Nonna's the youngest of 7 children, but she's the only one to have had a child and then a granddaughter. Nonna's sisters Michela and Annetta are her only living relatives now. Annetta lives in another part of Italy and rarely comes to visit. But Michela, my aunt, whom I call Zia Michela, is going to move in with us over the weekend, as she doesn't like all this talk of bombings. She is taller than Nonna and doesn't say much. I don't mind though, as she is always nice to me. But I don't see her often, as she works long hours as a tailor in a shop called Facchinetti. Will Zia Michela be at the bunker? What? Zia Michela. Will she be at the bunker? I don't know. There's a place closer to her work, so it depends. Nonna doesn't finish her sentence, as we have arrived in Piazza Vittorio. It is full of people scurrying in from all directions. They start to crowd us, and I become squashed between Mama and Nonna so that I cannot see around me. The crowd moves as one group down some stairs and into a dark room. As people fan out, I see flickering candles and glass containers placed on alcoves or shelves around the walls. We find a spot to sit, and I climb onto Mama's lap. Her arms curl around my waist, and I feel warm. The sweet smell of il caffè is on her breath. Every morning, Nonna puts a few teaspoons of her caffè in my milk for breakfast, and it tastes so nice. But at night, I am not allowed to have caffè, as Mama says it will keep me awake. I look around. It is eerily quiet, not at all like when I'm in the classroom at school. People are whispering as if they are sharing secrets. The murmuring is interrupted every now and then by a few woofs and complaining meows. Some people have brought along their dogs and cats. Behind me, I hear a fluttering noise. I twist around to get a better look. A bird cage is perched on a woman's knee as she tries to juggle a young child on the other. Then, in front of her, an elderly man with a hat on his head starts coughing. It sounds like a donkey I heard once, and I begin to giggle. Mariolina! Mama hisses and makes me turn around. I lay my head against her chest and hear her heart thumping. My tired eyes start to close as I listen to the rhythmical, comforting sound. I think about the old man with the hat. I wonder if he is the young child's nonno, her grandfather. I have never met my father or my nonno. Mama says Papa left before I was even born, just like her father had done to her. I must fall asleep thinking of this, because my mother is shaking my shoulder to wake me. Andiamo, piccolina. Let us go, little one. There is an alarm sounding. It is the same sound as the first one that was wailing as we entered the bunker. But this time, it is telling us we can all go home. With the shuffling of feet and loud grumbling voices that moan about being out and about at ridiculous hours, everyone tramps outside. I don't know how long we were there for, but as we exit the building, I am happy to breathe the fresh, cool air and not the old people smells of wee-wee and sweat. And later, when we are finally home and I am in my bed, I laugh again when I think about the old man making the donkey coughing noises. A few months pass by, temperatures drop, and the air is crisp. Once again, we leave the warmth and comfort of our home to go to the bunker in Piazza Vittorio. It is close to the River Po, a wide, deep, brown river that busily runs through the Torino city centre. I know what to expect now and look around to see who is in the bunker. We must be almost the last people to arrive because the room is full. We settle on the bottom steps that lead down into the bunker. I climb onto Mama's lap, and Nonna lowers herself with a loud sigh onto the cold stone floor. Her back is up against Mama's legs, and my arm rests near the tight bun on her head that is almost level with mine. It is not even 5 minutes later when I notice the candles in the glass jars wavering. Then, with a roaring whoomph that makes my ears pop, blackness descends. An unusual ringing noise fills my head, and then it is overtaken by screams of fear and horror that bombard me from all sides. I stare transfixed at a single candle that has remained alight in a sheltered alcove beside me. It begins to flicker. Is it also about to go out? Mama pulls me up and snaps me out of my trance. We begin to clamber back up the stairs, but in her haste I have not stood up properly, and I fall on my knees onto the cold concrete. "Ow!" I shriek. Thankfully, Nonna's right behind me. She lifts me and thrusts me upwards and forwards. "Brigati, sbrigati! Quickly, quickly!" I hear her shout wildly in my ear. Mama's pulling me, and I hear Nonna's outraged scream as someone shoves in front of her. She stumbles and then pushes against the intruder with all her might. The last candle must have gone out because complete darkness surrounds us. It is terrifying. I feel my throat close up as dust and terror clog my senses. I start sobbing and screaming, "Mama, Mama!" Hands are pushing me up from behind. I am also being pulled from in front. We burst out of the basement door like a spray of water when I switch on the tap too quickly. As we scramble along the passageway towards the building exit, cooler air surrounds us, but it is dusty, and bits of grit attach themselves to my lips. I am gasping for breath. Shrieking voices and horrifying sounds of collapsing walls chase us as we push our way forwards, trying to escape from a clawing panic. As we spurt out of the building into the piazza's main square, my heart is pumping so very hard. But we are now in the open air, and my sobbing is replaced with violent hiccups as finally Mama slows down. She holds me tightly to her. Stroking my hair, she softly shushes me. "Shh, shh. We are safe now, we are safe." I can hear her heart clattering in my ear as I snuggle closer, trying to block out all the chaos. But I am not allowed to rest long. Straightening up, Mama places my hand in hers and we move off. We don't go too far though, as Mama notices that Nonna is limping. "Cosa c'è? What is it?" "Just a scratch. Don't worry. We will sort it out when we get home." As we have stopped, I look back. There is not so much screaming now. It's rather sad sobbing and sniffing noises. Then the awful news reaches us. People are still trapped. In the bunker. Le gemelle sono dentro. The twin girls are underneath there. Those gorgeous little girls that have blue eyes and blonde plaited hair. Although I have not played with the twins since we were at preschool together, their golden hair and blue eyes, so different to mine, now flashes into my mind as I realize that the twins are down below where I was just a few minutes before. I wonder how they will be able to breathe with all that dust. Why did they not run up the stairs and flee like we did? In the semi-dark, I look towards our escape exit, but all I can see are shadowy piles of stone and wraiths of dust that slowly circle up and around. We don't stay too much longer. Mama's concerned about Nonna. Nonna tells her to stop fussing, but agrees there is not much we can do. And it's probably pointless standing around, as it's likely we will catch pneumonia. It's the next day that we return, along with many other people who are focused on rescuing any survivors. Someone has heard cries for help. There are many eager hands trying to clear a path to get into the bunker, but the heavy stones cling to the broken entrance, possessively hiding their contents. With no big machinery to help move away the thick concrete, the jagged steel guards the opening with a menacing stillness. I remember that day clearly. It took 5 days before the last broken slab of concrete was lifted to reveal the twins' final resting place. That is when I realized that aeroplanes really do kill people. Nonna was right. They drop bombs that make buildings collapse, and this had caused the rubble to pile up and trap the twins in the bunker. That is when it strikes me that not even hiding can keep us safe. And as long as we keep getting bombed, it is likely more people will die.